I'm Theresa. I am a former trauma therapist, mom of two. I do have a partner. I am divorced. If you're into minimalism and frugality content, you've probably come to the right place. I also do a lot of slow living content. I've been experimenting back and forth with putting in some footage from my house and then also just talking head videos. And I understand because I watch both. I watch long form talking head content, and I also watch a lot of Cottage Fairy, her 86 square meters, or something of that ilk. I would love to learn documentary style filmmaking, but I'm not there yet. Today's video is about savings rate and retiring early, frugality, how I got into it, why I continue to do it. I saw a creator talking about how a lot of people who retire early turn to content creation. I think it's because I talk to a lot of my friends who have 9-to-5 jobs, and though I would love to talk to them about retiring early, it's tough. I tend to not promote it with my friends if they're not interested. When people ask what I do and I say I'm a real estate investor or I'm semi-retired early, a lot of people say, oh wow, cool. If they're not asking me questions, I'm not following up. Someone will say, oh, how'd you get into that? And I'll tell them about reading Your Money, Your Life in 2008, or I'll talk about Mr. Money Mustache. What I love about this lifestyle is that I don't have to go into a 9-to-5. I get to have time freedom, and I would rather be frugal and live on less than go back to work or work harder for the things that I own. We're gonna be moving this summer. We have a 3-2. It's too much space and too expensive. And it's not too expensive, meaning I can't afford it based on my monthly income. I can, but after a 3-year-long separation and eventual divorce and separating finances, even though we were semi-retired beforehand, it puts a strain on things when I'm the sole caretaker of myself, my aging parents, my kids, half the time. And I have 2 cats too. But I really just want to spend the next 5 years building up my portfolio, especially during these economic times. An interesting time to be alive. And they say stocks are on sale, right? So we're holding strong. I only have about a 10% savings rate currently. That's because renovations for my Fourplex will be finalized on the 15th of April. Today is the 10th. So that's when the cleaner is coming. All of the units are now painted and theoretically ready to be rented. Once that is complete, I will contact property manager and she will come by, either take pictures herself or see when the photographer is available. I'm guessing that by the end of May, hopefully a month and a half, all 3 units can get rented out. It may take longer, that's okay. I have 1 unit that is on Airbnb currently, so I have 1 short-term unit and 3 long-term units. This is the property that I fought for during my settlement agreement and got it. But it fell into disrepair. It was built in 1890, and when I tried to get new insurance on it after transferring it to my name, the things that needed to be done in order for it to be insured, which is necessary to keep my loans. It's been an expensive endeavor, and I did have to dip into my retirement savings in order to get this place up and running. I'm still grateful that I have this property. It's still going to work. I've run the numbers, it's all going to be fine. But I should be able to save. I still have a nest egg saved in case the air conditioners go out or some major repair needs to happen. But I am hoping that once it gets rented out, it will not only pay for itself, but it should generate anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month. Over the next 3 years, I'm going to save as much as possible. I will get the balloon payment from the settlement, and then I have to decide to either pay this property down, invest in a second property, or put it all into Fundrise or something like that. I am more about monthly income versus retirement savings, so I probably will invest in high dividend ETFs. I still want them to be stable and solid. I do want something good I can go through at some point. Someone told me once it's not a great idea online to say your exact number, so I probably won't be doing that. I have enough to live on. And the FIRE movement, financial independence, and retire early. I was introduced to that back in 2007-8 when I read Your Money or Your Life and attended a seminar. And my partner at the time who introduced me to the book was working in a corporate field. He was making a lot of money, not happy with the 9 to 5. And so I started applying the principles. He didn't. And when we parted ways, it stuck with me throughout the years. And so, yeah, not having to go into a place has been important to me. However, I will say over the last decade and a half since I've been a minimalist and a seeker when it comes to frugal content, investing content, minimalism content, whether that's books, blogs, podcasts, and or long-form content, even short-form content on the subjects, I have wavered. I have had a roller coaster on my journey. I have gone totally ascetic minimalist, having one towel per person, and then I've had periods of overconsumption where I got really into cottagecore and thinking I was able to take care of all that stuff, and then realizing I couldn't keep up, and then getting rid of that fantasy self because I was being influenced by people who I love to follow, and then getting addicted to short form content. I have some videos on it. I am currently at only a 10% savings rate, which is fine for now. I have enough in the bank to support me through this time. I'm grateful to my former self for putting in that time and effort to save as much as I have. And with the economic times the way they are, I'm realizing to lower my burn rate and increase my savings rate as much as possible is the name of the game right now. My current place is a 3-2. It's $4,000 a month plus bills. We are going to try to find something, either a 3-1 or a 2-2, is somewhere in the range of $3,000 a month. There's plenty of places on island. Where I live specifically is very expensive. We're hoping $3,000 to $3,400 is ideal. I just got a Prius, which is saving me a ton. Groceries. In my last video, I talked about my grocery obsession, all this free time, and I gamify couponing. I go on Fridays when they have $5 Fridays. And I just picked one grocery store, 2, Costco's included. We go to Costco every other week, maybe only once a month because it's so chaotic that we're traumatized and we have to recover from that. If you know, you know. And then the rest of the week I go to the grocery store down the street, and it's Safeway, and I know how to do it. I know people have said times is less expensive. I'm not going to learn a new system. If I don't save close to 30% every time, I feel like I'm not doing it right. Today I went, saved 27. Last time I went, it was 33%. So I gamify it. I have the app. I get the weekly ads. I go through, I clip the coupons. I use the points for cheaper gas. There you have it. My Prius V, I had an RX 350 before this, was getting 20 miles to the gallon. Beautiful car. I love a Toyota, don't get me wrong. But premium insurance and a premium price for gas was not going to do it. I had to look at the reasons why I had what I had. So the reason I'm driving a Lexus is not a good enough reason, the luxury part, because if I care what people think, I have a problem. That is the biggest problem when it comes to minimalism and saving money, is that if I care what the world thinks about the apartment that I live in, or even my kids, like if I'm because they're constantly being influenced, right? I have to be in a place of consciousness around my spending. I'm so interested in freedom. I am not willing to give my brain away to short form content anymore. I overconsumed and was addicted to TikTok. It feels so good, and there's so many amazing creators on there, and I have never laughed harder in a comment section, but I had to give it up. I couldn't read a book. I couldn't concentrate. I was anxious. I was buying way too much stuff. I was over consuming. I was falling into every single trap because my brain is not smarter than the algorithm. I know that it's meant to addict me. So I had to give it up. I'm also 19 years sober in a different program. I have tendencies. So anyway, once I get my Fourplex rented out, I should be able to have a savings rate of about 40% of my income. If I can move, lower my bills, rent out the place, I'm not paying bills over there anymore because the new tenants will be paying those other than the Airbnb, then I should be around a 40% savings rate. I watched a creator make a video on 2020 versus 2026, and he looked for the same apartment Same groceries, same gas, same everything then and now. And he had a 50% savings rate in 2020, and in 2026 it was lowered to 43%. And though it is worse, inflation is real, the economy going down the tubes is real, there are things you can do. Buy a Prius. I'm serious. I bought my last Prius, my 2015, for $3,000 on Facebook Marketplace. And it needed a $2,000 repair. It was a 2015, 100,000 miles on it. I got a Prius, a 2015 Prius, for $5,000. Worked like a charm. 45, 50 miles to the gallon, shipped it to my dad in Texas. Now my dad's driving it. There are things you can do. And no, it's not glamorous to drive a Prius, but my God, does that thing shine. It's a beauty. I love it. I have the big wagon. I love it because I know where I'm going, and I don't care anymore about all-wheel drive. I don't care what people think. I've given up these ghosts of consumerism and marketing, and we are being marketed to 24/7. If you see something in my apartment that you like, don't go buy it. Please don't go buy it. I made this, I grew. I bought that lamp on clearance at Target. Don't go do that. Don't go buy it. You don't need it. I tell myself every day I don't need it. I canceled my Amazon subscription. It does not renew April 19th. I'm ordering direct, and if I can't get it, I don't need it. So yeah, savings rate and your burn rate and your big three of your house, your car, your groceries. This is the time, man. There's no time like now to start thinking about what you want. If you want for free to go read Mr. Money Mustache blog, go do it right now. It's amazing. You will laugh your butt off. It's so good. And then go pick up Your Money, Your Life from the library. Watch more of my videos. Watch more other minimalism, frugal living videos. And let's get that savings rate up, up, up. And I'm not going to talk about there's some trap to frugality and minimalism, and you're going to regret it, because you know what? I spend a lot of money on coffee. I have an espresso. There are things that I'm willing to spend money on, but my car is not it. A really nice vacation, maybe once a year. I want to have experiences. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for being here. Mahalo.